Today I'll be reviewing the Sony S Series. The Sony VAIO S Series models are available with a Core i3, i5 and i7. The one we have here today has an i5. There's an i5 2430M with processor with 2.4 GHz and with turbo boost up to 3 GHz. This is Sony's MacBook competitor. It's thinner than the MacBook and a lot lighter than the MacBook. I'd place it somewhere in between, say, the MacBook Air and MacBook Pro. Something that the VAIO has over MacBooks is the numerous ports it has. On the side you'll find it has a Magic Gate MS Duo card slot, SD card slot, below an Kensington lock, VGA, HDMI, USB 3 and 2 USB 2s, as well as an Ethernet and power adapter socket. The VAIO also is really good on performance. With its Core i5, it's really fast to boot up. Along the front we have a switch for wireless, memory indicators, and a touchpad. The touchpad features multi-touch gestures, although I think they're not effective enough because you have to hold down Control and Alt and then Zoom while holding these two buttons, which I find a bit iffy. Also, these buttons here can be quite firm to push. One other thing you get is a fingerprint reader, which is something that's becoming more common on laptops these days, although some competitors, such as Toshiba, prefer to do facial recognition. Along the top we have the power button, speaker, a VAIO button, a web button which boots into a Splashtop OS, assist button, indicator lights, a sensor for the keyboard backlighting, a speed and stamina switch, speed compromising battery life for performance, stamina the opposite way, increasing battery life but decreasing speed, another speaker button, and an eject button for an optical drive which does DVD burning and other things. With this VAIO you get Windows Home Premium, integrated Radeon graphics with dedicated memory, 4 GB of memory and a 500 GB hard drive. The laptop is much lighter than a lot of its competitors. It's really super light. I mean really light. And it looks attractive and it doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't quite fit into the Ultrabook range, but it is really light and thin. This VAIO is available in pink, blue, or the silver that you see here. Resuming is really quick on this because of the i5 processor that it has. Overall performance is pretty good. It's quite reasonable for a laptop in this category. You'll find things open up almost instantaneously, e.g. Internet Explorer, as you see here. And here we have 3 tabs open while it was opening and a toolbar. So you can see it goes quite fast. With this laptop you get a VAIO suite, and unlike some other laptop competitors such as HP, the software that comes with it is not so intrusive. You'll have a bar up here with icons which you can drag icons from your desktop and put them into the bar. E.g. I want computer in the bar, so I drag it in here and it will go into the bar. When you get rid of it, I just drag it and it's gone. With over VAIO you get Evernote, which is a really popular note-taking suite. You also get webcam software. Your manuals will be on here as well. VAIO Care, PMB, which is for Sony cameras, import and organize all your photos and things. Media Gallery, and a suite of VAIO software. VAIO Gate, Media Gallery, PMB, Media Go, VAIO Care, VAIO Menu, transfer support, transferring via Ethernet, a control center, and the coolest feature I think is remote, which means you can control your PS3 or Bravia TV or Blu-ray player through your laptop using your touchpad and keyboard. So say you're using for example, you're using your PS3 to go on the internet, and typing stuff in using the controller takes way too long. You can use your touchpad for the mouse, and you can use your keyboard on the PS3 from your computer. So you can be sitting there with your laptop in your lap while controlling everything on the screen of your TV. So I thought, and it's really easy to set up, and it runs through Bluetooth. Also on this laptop there is a light up backlit keyboard, as you see here. It's light sensing, so in a dark area it will light up obviously, and in brighter areas it doesn't need to be on, so it'll go off. But you can change this so it stays on all the time, or it doesn't come on at all. Overall, the Sony VAIO is a really good laptop, but what lets it down is its price point. It can be quite expensive. In comparison to competitors, I have to say it feels a lot nicer than everything else I've currently in the PC ranges. I mean, HP this year, 2011, are having a sort of off year. I find every second year they have an off year where their laptops feel cheap and nasty. Last year, I have one of last year's models, and which has a sort of metal casing, which doesn't feel too bad. But I have to say that's something that lets it down. Another thing that lets it down is the touchpad here. It's quite firm to click, and some people might not like that. While this is quite sensitive, I wouldn't bother using multi-touch on this because of the button combinations. You have to use Control-Alt to do zooming, and that just doesn't appeal to me at all. I like with the MacBooks and some of the other models where you can just pinch whenever you want, or scroll with 2 fingers whenever you want. You can't do this on this laptop. You have to hold down buttons, and there's no settings to change that. This laptop has several additions. The battery life of this laptop is 6 hours, although there's an additional battery which I have which brings it up to 12 hours. It doesn't bulk it up too much. I'll get that out in a moment, but yeah, it attaches to the bottom through ports. It attaches on the bottom through these three little ports here, which click off here, and attaches and has a separate battery charger. Overall, it's quite a good laptop. It's much thinner than, say, a MacBook, which I'll just show you now. Both have 13-inch screens. Mine has a case on it, so it's slightly thicker at the moment, but still, it's a lot heavier. My laptop's probably a kilo heavier. I'd go that far. It's a lot heavier in my laptop. Inside, when you open them, they have quite a similar look. Both keyboards are black, although on the Sony VAIO you have a lot more stickers, obviously. Yeah, they do have a very similar look to them. The screen quality on VAIO is good, except don't turn the brightness up all the way or you'll find there's a decline in color quality. But yeah, it's quite a good screen with a resolution of 1366 by 768, same as the MacBook. Although I have to say the screen is a lot brighter than the MacBook is. But then again, my MacBook's screen's kind of down at the moment. Thickness wise, the MacBook is thicker. A few millimeters thicker, but enough to have a noticeable difference. The MacBook has a nicer touch to it, and the keypad and the touch is a lot nicer. Both keyboards light up. They're pretty similar in specs, the current MacBook and this laptop, although this does have Radeon graphics instead of Intel 3000. And although the MacBook has an advantage that it has an Intel i5 2.6 instead of a 2.4. So it's a little speed bump, but it's not anything much to notice. Overall, this comes in around the same price as a MacBook and the same value as a MacBook, just without all the software you get with a MacBook. But if I were to buy a PC, this would be the laptop I would buy. Thank you for watching, and I hope I've helped you in some way or informed you in some way. Thank you.